crossing for the next however long.
Oh, I'd say for a couple of years at least.
I don't know if we're going to make it out of here, because I've put this in four-wheel drive. It hasn't got grippy tyres on. Might make it, might not.
Who's that?
That's a man called Trevor. He's working on the fencing.
Oh, okay. Right.
Oh, he's done a lot already.
Biggest issue for you?
Clearing away all the rock, silt, timber, and opening up the ground again so we can even put a fence line up. Clearing the fences away, tidying all the fence material that can no longer be used, and gates. Everything's just been crumpled up and laid to waste. So we've got to start again. New fences, new gates.
Is this just the only valley in the area that's been hit?
No, there's 5 valleys been hit majorly, and then other than that, there's every little watercourse all the way along the coast. All the fences are broken open, a lot of them washed out to sea, some of them just laying under mountains of debris, not to be found again probably. But yeah, months and months of work, probably years of work really, to get it all back in line. And watercourses to be realigned, stock crossings gone, inland, little farm tracks, all the crossing places have gone, slips on them, and hours and hours of work, of machine work to bring them into line again. Stockyards been laid to waste, full of debris, the railings taken away out to sea. Buildings, of course, have been wrecked, and a lot of water through 2 buildings. So there's a lot of damage in that respect to be dealt with as well. And there's a lot we haven't seen yet, so we really don't know what's in front of us.
This is an example of fencing off a creek to prevent stock going into it. Well, it's pretty much impossible because the floods will hit it, but this is an extreme flood, but smaller floods will do the same thing to a fence down the edge of the creek, and a lot of my fencing is kept away from the creek because of flooding. The flood, this is what happens to it. So, and it's the most fertile land next to a creek because it always floods. So yeah, it's not a practical thing to do, especially when they haven't got a high stocking rate. I don't really see what the harm is. Like, it's not as if there's bloody 300 cows going across the creek every day.
So is this, how'd that get there?
Well, that was just parked back up there where we were talking about where the flat was, and then the flat just got washed away with the flood and got hit in the flood.
So that was a perfectly working machine?
Yeah, it was working. It wasn't a good one, but it was working. Yeah, no, this is fully functional, every gate swung. Yeah, this is just...
So these yards, just to repeat myself, so these yards here were good working yards?
Full functional working cattle yards, yeah, with loading facilities and races for animal health, for drenching and that sort of thing. Yeah, obviously it's hard to estimate how long it will take to get yards like these up and running. There again, it's cost. You know, bobcats and that type of thing could be quite useful to help clear out the debris, and yeah, stuff like this has been, we've been like fencing these creeks off to keep the stock out of them with hot wires. So yeah, it's all regional council stuff. Hey, it's, well, streams. All of that fencing's been devastated. Probably, yeah, 6 k's of electric fencing to keep stock out of rivers has been taken, where the fences cross the river, and then yeah, well, you can see what it's done to them, and it's done exactly the same to them at every place the fence crosses the creek up this valley. 6 or 7 different streams from Port Jackson back to, well, it's not much worse, back to Colville, but I know there's been quite a bit of fencing loss in Colville itself. There's posts and stuff in there. If you come around a bit further, you'll see another that was an access bridging pole. It's the cost of the bridge alone was up around the $4,000 mark for the materials and then the stringers themselves. So that's that.
First priority is to get the dams out. Like the dam, that's why they've come over so much. Just need a big digger in there to clear that wood out, get that water flowing down the natural course again. And then over this, when the smaller floods come along, they'll dig it back down to where it used to be. But those big wood dams have got to be shifted.
How would you go?
And the only way to do that is a big digger, 40-ton digger. As far as the wood on the paddocks, big root rake on a bulldozer, separate the silt from the wood, pile it up into heaps and burn it in a couple of years' time when it dries. It's about all you can do, really.
I've just cut that over there so it's not running down here anymore.
Oh yeah.
It was running across there and down where he's coming now, so it's stopped now. I've chopped the net to bloody bring it back into here. We never had this much work when Bowler came through. This is quite huge.
And it's the size of the boulders, isn't it? I mean,
Well, it's not so bad. It's the amount of trees, stumps and everything that came down here. In Bowler, it wasn't as bad as this.
This time it's got the sheds, all the walls, the fence walls are down, all the power's out, everything's out. It's a mess. I've just been on the road to see one of the neighbours, the elderly guy's had it, and his water's all out and no one's been up to have a look. So I've just been up to sort it out. I'll go back on Thursday after this rain and fix it for him. No, everyone's in there, very resilient. They're all in there and everyone's helping each other. All the guys on the roadworks are all really good, excellent, great guys.
Regional council's got some vehicles up and around at the moment. We're just
EW's been up and all that, they're very good. All the services are really good.
An eel.
Oh, there's literally hundreds of eels, anything from this big to this big. What you see here is left of our drinking water supply. So, and there again, close to 1 kilometre of alkathene piping. Yeah, just strewn around all through this area. The bits that we have found, parts of what's left of our bridge, still there, and the height in the trees there again gives you an idea of sort of the scale of how serious this was, eh?
What do you think would help here, help the situation? What do you see would be an advantage to keep going?
Oh, the funding, obviously, is straight up. That's the biggest key with us here at the moment. The river's been sort of obviously diverted, so if you've got another big one in the near future, that it's not just going to come down and do the same thing again.
Councillor Graf and the appropriate staff from around the eastern part of the region have been keeping me well informed of what's been going on up there. By all accounts, it's a devastating flood that's come through and affected you guys, and we'll be doing our best around the integrated catchment table and council to release some funding and get it up to you guys and assist you with this.